working as an assistant professor physics in the Department of Physics, Maharaja Jivaji Rao Shinde College, Srigonda, Ahmednagar. We have started our syllabus related to SYBSE Electronics, and we have started our first chapter, that is network theorem. Today we are going to see few problems related to network theorems. Up till now we have covered the points such as Kirchhoff's current and voltage law, superposition theorem, then Thevenin's theorem, Norton theorem, maximum power transfer theorem. Today we are going to solve one of the problems based on Kirchhoff's current and voltage law. Let's read the problem. The problem is that using Kirchhoff's law, determine the currents in the resistors and the voltage across them in the following circuit. It means that by using Kirchhoff's law, we have to determine the currents in the resistors and the voltage across them. So let's see which circuit is given. Here the circuit which is given is linear and bilateral circuit. It is a bilateral, it is having two loops. So here if we observe, there are two EMF sources, E1 and E2, whose values are given as 25 volt and 20 volt respectively. Then there are three resistors which have been mentioned here, that is R1 whose value is 5 ohm, R2 whose value is given as 10 ohm, R3 whose value is given as 15 ohm. And what is our question? By using Kirchhoff's current and voltage law, we have to determine the current passing through R1, R2 and R3, that is I1, I2 and I3, and we have to determine the voltage drop across R1, voltage drop across R2 and voltage drop across R3. So let's start to solve this problem. In order to solve this problem, we should know or we have to revise voltage law and current law of Kirchhoff. What is Kirchhoff's current law? Kirchhoff's current law states that according to Kirchhoff's current law, if this is a point or this is a junction in a circuit, then the current coming towards the circuit or the current coming towards the junction is equal to current going out of the junction, or it also stated as the algebraic sum of the currents at a point in a junction in a network is equal to 0. And there is one sign convention: if the currents are coming towards the junction, then they are considered as positive, and if current is moving away from the junction, then it is considered as negative. So we will apply first Kirchhoff's current law for a given circuit at a point B. At this point, I1 is coming towards the junction, I2 is also coming towards the junction. Therefore, by applying Kirchhoff's current law, which equation we will obtain? I1 is positive because it is coming towards the junction. I2 is also positive. It is also positive because it is also coming towards the junction. But value of I3 will be negative because it is going away from the junction, and algebraic sum of these currents will be equal to 0. That is the statement of Kirchhoff's current law. Hence, from this equation, we will obtain the equation as I1 plus I2 is equal to I3. We will require this equation while solving the problem. Now, there are two loops. First loop is A, B, E, F, A. We have started from A point and we will reach at the same point. It will cover our first loop. Similarly, there is one more loop which is given as B, E. This point is C and this point is D. So second loop is made up of B, C, D, E, B. we will obtain our second loop. So we will try to solve, or we will try to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to first loop. So we should recall the things related to Kirchhoff's voltage law. What was Kirchhoff's voltage law? The algebraic sum of the sources and the voltage drop in a loop is equal to 0. That is Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law, algebraic sum of the EMFs, summation of E plus summation of IR is equal to 0. And we will try to apply this law to this loop and this loop. Again, we have to recall the conditions or the sign conventions. Which are those? So, if we are tracing the loop, in this condition, tracing the loop is very much important, because if we, while tracing the loop, if we are going in the direction of current, then if we are going in the direction of current, then the value of voltage drop is considered as negative, because current always moves from higher potential to lower potential, and hence we have to take this potential voltage drop as negative. See, here we are moving from or tracing the circuit in the direction of current, and hence there will be decrease in potential, and hence we will have the negative voltage drop. How to we mention voltage drop? Voltage drop is nothing but I1 R1, and hence its value will have negative sign. Then next, while tracing the loop, same, if we are moving in the direction of current, then that voltage drop is considered as decrease in potential or considered as negative. Same happens here. So here also minus I3 R3. Then next remains this EMF. What is the rule or sign convention for EMF? If we are moving from negative to positive potential, then there is increase in potential, and hence that EMF is considered as positive. So the value of EMF will be positive even, and this value should be equal to 0. So now we will substitute the values of respective resistances to find the voltage drop. So what will be the value? Minus. So we will simplify this as minus I3 R3 is equal to minus E1. We will remove this minus sign. We will left with I1 R1 plus I3 R3 is equal to E1. Now substitute the value of I1. I1 is given as 5. So 5 of I1 plus R3 is given as 15. 15 of I3 is equal to 25. This is our equation that we have obtained after substituting the values of R1 and R3. Now we know that what is the value of I3? Here we have obtained I3 as I1 plus I2. One can simplify this equation here only. By simplifying equation means we have to divide this equation throughout by 5, or we will substitute the value of I3, and in second step we will simplify it. So here equation is 5 of I1 plus 15 of I3 is equal to 25. If divided by 5, we will obtain I1 plus 3 of I3 is equal to 5. Now Substitute value of I3, I1 plus 3 of 3 times I3. I3 is nothing but I1 plus I2 is equal to 5. So I1 plus multiply this bracket with 3. 3 of I1 plus 3 of I2. Thrice of I2 is equal to 5. I1 plus thrice of I1 plus thrice of I2 is equal to 5. So add this, it will give us 4 times I1 plus 3 times I2 is equal to 5. This is our first equation. Similarly, we will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to this loop also in order to find the equation like this. That will be our second equation. So, we will again apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law to the circuit B, C, D, E, B. Here we have applied it to the loop by tracing the loop A, B, E, F, A. Now, again we have to apply the same rule and same sign conventions. So, here we are tracing the loop in this direction. And now we want to find the voltage drop across R2. And if we observe, then while tracing the loop, we are moving in the direction opposite to current value. So its value will become now positive because we are moving opposite to current. So its value comes out as positive. So voltage drop R2, I2, R2 will have positive value. Then this here we are moving in the direction of R3, I3, and hence if we are moving in the direction here also we are moving in the opposite direction of this tracing the loop. So this value is also having positive value I3, R3, and now here we are moving from negative potential to positive. It means that this value of E1, E2 is also having positive value, that is positive E2 is equal to 0. While tracing the loop, we are moving here. Here while tracing the loop, we are moving from positive to negative potential. Therefore, E2 value will have negative sign. There is one connection. Here we are moving from positive to negative. Here positive to negative, hence negative sign. Here in opposite direction of current, hence positive sign. Opposite direction of current, hence positive sign. We have to trace like this. So we will obtain the value I2 R2 plus I3 R3 is equal to E2. Now we will substitute the values of R2 and R3. So R2 value is 10. So 10 of I2 plus I3 value, R3 value is 15. 15 of I3 is equal to E2 value is 20. So we will divide this equation throughout by 5. So it will give us twice of I2 plus thrice of I3 plus is equal to 4. Now again we have to substitute value of I3. Here value of I3 we have obtained as I1 plus I2. So substitute the value of I3 as I1 plus here I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. Substitute that values here in this equation. So twice of I2 plus thrice of I1 plus I2 is equal to 4. So twice of I2 plus thrice I1 plus thrice of I2 is equal to 4. Add I2, I2. 3 plus 2, 5 of I2, 5 times I2 plus initially we will write thrice of I1 plus 5 times I2 is equal to 4. This is our equation number 2. Now, in order to get what was our question, we have to find out the currents in the resistors I1, I2 and I3. In order to find them, we will make either I1 same or I2 same for the equation 1 and 2. In order to make it, we will multiply this equation number 1, multiply equation number 1 with 3 and 2 with 4. What is equation 1? Equation 1 is 4 times I1 plus 3 times I2 is equal to 5. We have to multiply this equation 1 by 3. So 3 into 4 times I1 plus 3 times I2 is equal to 3 into 5. So its value comes out as 12 times I1, 9 times I2 is equal to 15. Equation 3. Now we have to multiply this equation 2 by 4. So after multiplying equation 2 by 4, we will obtain 4 times 4 into thrice of I1 into bracket, it is there, and 4 times 4. So we will obtain our equation number 4 as 12 times I1 plus 20 times I2 is equal to 16. Now we have obtained equation number 3 and 4. Now we have to subtract equation 4 from equation 3. Subtract equation 3 from equation 4. So what we will obtain? We have to subtract, means 12 times I1 plus 9 times I2 is equal to 15 minus 12 times I1 plus 20 times I2 is equal to 16. So we have to subtract it. So it will give us, this term will get cancelled and 20 minus 9 comes out as 11 times I2 is equal to 16 minus 15. It gives us 1. So we have obtained the value of I1 here as I2 is equal to 1 upon 11. Value of I2 is 1 upon 11 and as it is current, it is in ampere. So we have obtained value of I2, that is current flowing through resistor R2. Now we will substitute this value of I2 in this equation 2 and we will obtain the value of I1. In order to obtain the value of I1, we will substitute this value of I2 in equation 2. Now we want to find the value of I1. In order to get value of I2, I1, substitute value of I2, substitute I2 is equal to 1 upon 11 ampere in equation 2. So what we will get? 3 into I1, 3 times I1 plus 5. Initially we will write whole equation in order to avoid the confusion. And now we will substitute the value of I2. 3 times I1 plus 5 into 1 upon 11 is equal to 4. So 3 times I1 plus 5 by 11 is equal to 4. Now shift this term 5 by 11 to right hand side. We will get 4 minus 5 by 11. So thrice of I1 is equal to 11 fours are 44 minus 5 upon 11. So its value is thrice of I1 is equal to 44 minus 5 39 upon 11, and our I1 comes out as, shift this 3, 39 upon 11. Now here it is for multiplying. Here it will comes to denominator. 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. So we have obtained value of I1 as 13 upon 11. And as it is a current, its value is in ampere. So we have obtained the value of I2, we have obtained the value of I1. Now we have left with determining the value of I3. By Kirchhoff's current law, we knew that the value of I3 is nothing but addition of I1 and I2. So I3, that is current passing through resistor R3, is equal to I1 plus I3, and substitute the value of I1 13 upon 11 plus value of I2 as 1. Here it is I2 1 upon 11. So 14 upon 11 is the value of I3. We have obtained the value of I3 as 14 upon 11. Now we have left with determining the voltage or voltage drop across R1, R2 and R3. Now we will try to find out the voltage drop across R1, R2 and R3. How to get it? So its formula is voltage drop across R1. Voltage drop across R1 is given by V1, for example, and its value is I1 R1. I1 R1. Now substitute the value of I1. We have obtained I1 value as 13 upon 11 into our R1 value is 5. So its value comes out as 65 upon 11, and as it is voltage drop, so its value is in volt. Now we will try to find the voltage drop across R2. Voltage drop across R2. So in order to find the voltage drop across R2, its formula is same. I2 R2 is equal to V2 is equal to I2 into R2. So substitute the value of I2 here. We will obtain I2 value is 1 upon 11 into R2 value. R2 value is 10. So its value is 10 upon 11 and it is in voltage. If we found out the value of 10 by 11, then its value comes out as 0.90 volt. And here 65 upon 11 is equal to 5.9 volt. You can calculate it afterwards. V1 comes out as 5.9 volt. Here 10 upon 11 volt means 0.90 volt. Now we have to calculate the V3. In order to calculate V3, its formula is I3 into R3 is equal to. Now just now we have calculated the value of I3. Substitute it here 14 upon 11 into R3 is given as 15. So calculate this, its value comes out as 210 divided by 11 and its value is 19.09 volt. 19.09 volt. That is voltage drop across R1 comes out as 5.9 volt. Voltage drop across R2 comes out as 0.90 volt and voltage drop across I3 comes out as 19.09 volt. Like this, by using Kirchhoff's current and voltage law, we have determined the respective current values flowing through the resistor R1, R2 and R3, and also we have calculated the values of voltage drop across I1, I2 and I3. So let's revise once again what are the steps that we have followed. While solving such type of examples, we have to remember that initially we have implement the Kirchhoff's current law and found out the value of I3, that is I1 plus I2 is equal to I3. Then we have considered the two loops, loop A, B, E, F, A, and we have applied voltage law, and then we have considered B, C, D, E, B loop, and we have again applied the Kirchhoff voltage law. And by implementing the Kirchhoff's voltage law condition, that is the algebraic sum of the EMFs and the voltage drop is equal to 0 to the respective loops, we have found out the values of I1, I2 and I3. And after substituting these values of I1, I2 and I3 in the formula V is equal to IR, we have calculated respective voltage drop across I1, across R1, R2 and R3. Thank you.